Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's JamesRuleXRP. Follow me on Twitter at RuleXRP. Today we are going to learn who JamesRuleXRP is. Hello, my name is James Rule, if you didn't know. Anyway, we're going to dig in. I'm going to give you a little bit of my background, where I grew up, who I work for, and what I'm doing now. So let's get into this. I grew up in a small town in southeast Texas, about an hour and a half east of Houston, Texas, and it's a little town called Lumberton, Texas. Back in the early 70s, whenever we moved there, it was a largely wooded area. It was a small town, a small community. Everyone knew everybody. And here in the past 20, 30 years, Lumberton has grown massively. They've brought in companies, they've brought in homes, they've brought in developments, and they are huge now in southeast Texas. Lumberton, Texas. This is me at a very young age, probably 3 to 4 years old. Check me out. One of these Sears photos, that is me. Let's go to the next one. This is my Facebook account, James Rule. This is me and my mother in 2009. She is still with us. I love her dearly. And in Texas, we have Southern hospitality. I still say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. And I have always been brought up to say that. If you live in Texas, you have the Southern hospitality. You're going to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. You're going to wave at somebody when you drive past them on the street. All right, this is me probably 8 years ago. I had the buzz cut. I was at the beach. We did a little bit of fishing, had a good time. This is me in high school. This is our senior year. Boy, look at these glasses, these photo gray glasses that had wings. These are some of my friends I graduated with back in '85, and it only seems like yesterday. This is me. Look at that head of hair. This was a real good friend of mine, Tim O'Neill. I haven't seen him in years, but look at that head of hair. The 80s, baby. Check me out. Anyway, I'm 53 years old, and I've always been a computer junkie. I've always been a techie. And back in 1987, my first computer was a Compaq 286. It had a 40 megabyte hard drive. It had both the 5 1/4 and the 3 1/2 floppy disk. Really, back then, all you could do was sign up on bulletin boards with a 2400 baud modem, and it was pretty much just chat rooms back then. Before any of the big internet really blew up, it was pretty much just chat-based back then. And through the years, I've been a junkie on tech and everything, and back about 5 years ago, I purchased a Phantom DJI Phantom 3 Pro, which enables you to take aerial photography, and it will link to your cell phone or your iPad or whatever device is hooked to it. Really neat. I actually created a web page, rulethesky.net, and this shows you, it'll link, I have another YouTube page, it will link you to my YouTube videos. Last year I went to Destin, Florida, to Crab Island, and I did some aerial photography with the Phantom. It's a really good time, a blast. So anyway, I went from Lumberton, we moved to Beaumont, and Beaumont is about an hour and 15 minutes east of Houston. And after high school, I went to Lamar University for a year and a half. And of course, I was undecided. I went to all the frat parties and partied down and really didn't, I wanted to go into electrical engineering, but I was undecided and hit too many frat parties. And while going to Lamar University, I ran into a guy at one of the local stores that said that Budweiser was hiring. So in 1987, I got a job at Budweiser in Beaumont, Texas, and I started off as a driver. I worked there for 2 years. And at that point in time, Miller Lite was the #1 beer. Back in 87, 88, 89. 1989, I hired on with Miller. They paid a little bit more. I hired on as a driver salesman. We actually sold beer off the truck. Okay, let's move forward to 1991. 1991, I hired on at Coca-Cola as a salesman, and I worked at Coca-Cola for 17 years. At the end of 2008, a buddy of mine that I'd previously worked with at Coca-Cola went to the Oilfield And I was 42 years at the time, and it took me about 6 months to decide on if I wanted to leave Coca-Cola as a salesman and go into the oil field and sweat my butt off and sling an 8-pound sledgehammer. But he kept showing me his pay stubs. And he kept showing me his pay stubs. And he kept showing me his pay stubs. So January of 2009, I decided to take the plunge and go to FESCO. And I went to FESCO and I worked in the oil field for 9 years. And as I was in the oil field, I started researching cryptocurrencies and different types of cryptos. And in 2017, I decided to get a Binance account, which wasn't Binance US, it was Binance. And I purchased $300 worth of Bitcoin. I had no clue what I was doing. I was brand new to the crypto space, just like a lot of you are here today, brand new into crypto. I didn't know what I was doing. I just bought $300 worth of Bitcoin. And in 2017, I received a call from RULEXRP. It is a rubber manufacturer, synthetic rubber for car tires, for shoes, for golf balls. And they called me and offered me a job November of 2017. Now, I still had the Bitcoin in my Binance account. And as you know, at the end of 2017, very beginning of 2018, Bitcoin went to 19,000. At that point in time, I had been researching Ripple and XRP. So when it topped out, I sold my Bitcoin and I purchased XRP. And the reason I purchased XRP is because of the use cases. I did some extensive research. And like I said before, I'm a geek. I'm a computer geek. I like to dig in and learn about things. I'm not a financial advisor. This whole video is for entertainment purposes only. But I did purchase XRP as soon as I sold the Bitcoin. Now, I've purchased XRP for 12 cents. I've purchased XRP for 99 cents. That don't matter. It's knowing what the use case is and knowing where XRP is going to be used worldwide. The Internet of Value. So moving forward, April of this year, 2020, RULEXRP, as the pandemic took place, they began furloughing and laying off individuals because business was slowing down. And we shipped a lot of rubber to China. And at this point in time, with everything being locked down, I was actually furloughed or laid off. I have not heard from them since. And in April of 2020, I joined YouTube with this new JamesRuleXRP channel. And since April, it has been amazing to see how many people are coming into the cryptocurrency space, especially in the last week and a half with the OCC and the banks and the custodies and everything. It is amazing to see all the new people that are adopting or getting into cryptocurrency. So this kind of gives you a brief idea of who I am, how I grew up. I've always been a techie all my life. I'm 53 years old and I still act like a kid. You know, I have my drone, I have my computers, I have my toys. And I live pretty frugally, but I do invest in XRP. It is my top investment, and I've been investing in XRP for the past 3 years, and I have never sold XRP. Do your research. Go to coinpaprika.com. If you're new to this, please do your research. I hope everyone has a safe weekend. You kind of get an idea of where I came from and where I'm at today. I love spending time researching XRP and other cryptocurrencies, and I extremely love sharing this with the community. The way I look at it, and I've said this before, I'm teaching the teachers, especially if you're new to this space. But do your research. Ask questions in this video. Ask me questions on Twitter. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great weekend. Be safe, people. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Take care.